듣고 따라하세요. 이런 동영상 100개를 이해하면 교육부 3,000 단어 등 기본 어휘 4,000개 이상을 마스터하게 되는 것입니다.
How about Jimmy? Is he working today? Yes, Jimmy is working today because in emergency medicine, dealing with unpredictable crises in life-threatening situations is inevitable, requiring doctors to be available around the clock. Jimmy is particularly fond of helping trauma patients because emergency medicine provides immediate opportunities to save lives. Emergency room doctors must confront life and death situations that would overwhelm most people emotionally and psychologically. Hospital policies oblige Jimmy to work rotating shifts that include weekends and holidays for patient care continuity. Medical protocols require that Jimmy obey strict procedures to ensure patient safety during critical emergency treatment situations. It would be naive to think that emergency medicine offers normal work schedules like other professions provide. Life-threatening emergencies dictate Jimmy's schedule more than personal preferences or family obligations ever could realistically. Jimmy continues to cultivate specialized skills in trauma medicine through ongoing education and practical emergency experience. Years of medical training harvest expertise that enables Jimmy to make split-second decisions that save lives. When emergencies arise, people flee to hospitals, like the one where Jimmy provides critical care. Working with infectious diseases creates an occupational hazard that Jimmy accepts as part of emergency medical practice. Emergency doctors must seize every moment to stabilize patients before conditions deteriorate beyond medical intervention possibilities. The medical mysteries that intrigue Jimmy make emergency medicine intellectually stimulating despite emotional demands and stress. Jimmy maintains terrific composure under pressure that enables effective decision-making during chaotic emergency room situations. In emergency medicine, doctors cannot err because mistakes have immediate life-threatening consequences for vulnerable patients. Jimmy earns a decent salary, but financial compensation cannot measure the emotional toll of emergency medicine. Like a modern knight, Jimmy fights against death and disease to protect vulnerable patients seeking emergency care. Equipment failures could screw up treatment plans, so Jimmy always checks medical devices before using them. Jimmy's work schedule tends to coincide with major holidays, when accidents and emergencies increase significantly throughout. Most people cannot comprehend the psychological pressure that emergency room doctors experience during trauma cases daily. The emotional weight of losing patients could crush medical professionals who lack proper psychological support systems. Jimmy must convey complex medical information to worried families during the most stressful moments of their lives. Jimmy often presides over medical teams during emergency procedures that require coordinated efforts from multiple specialists. Emergency medicine involves constant combat against time, disease, and death to preserve human life effectively. Jimmy fights against despair when medical intervention cannot save patients despite everyone's best professional efforts. Human bodies are like fragile clay that Jimmy works to repair using advanced medical knowledge and technology. Complex medical cases can knot together multiple symptoms that require Jimmy's diagnostic expertise to unravel systematically. The spark of life that Jimmy helps preserve makes emergency medicine personally rewarding, despite professional challenges. Jimmy specializes in trauma cases, where multiple organ systems require simultaneous medical intervention to save lives. Patients rich and poor are treated alike in Jimmy's emergency room, because medical ethics demand equal care. Compassion is the essential virtue that guides Jimmy through emotionally difficult cases, involving suffering patients and families. No day feels like a breeze when working emergency medicine, because every shift brings unpredictable challenges. Medical shows on television depict emergency medicine dramatically, but cannot capture the real emotional intensity. Emergency rooms are not a spectacle for entertainment. They represent serious medical facilities where lives hang. Survival chances remain slim for some patients, but Jimmy never gives up hope during treatment. The emergency domain requires Jimmy to master diverse medical specialties for treating various trauma cases. Jimmy treats the human body like a sacred temple deserving respect and careful medical attention. Jimmy serves patients from urban areas and rural suburb locations who depend on emergency medical services. Each life saved represents a treasure beyond monetary value that makes Jimmy's demanding career worthwhile.